When Simone Johnson pulled up to her new house in Maplewood Estates, she thought her biggest challenge that day would be unpacking the endless moving boxes. She had just finished her final overseas tour with the U.S. Army and was ready for peace, quiet, and the stability she had fought so hard to earn. But what she didn't know was that her very first day in her dream home would turn into a nightmare, a clash with the Homeowners Association and its most notorious resident, a woman who neighbors quietly referred to as Karen. Simone had purchased a home fair and square, paying cash after years of saving military pay and benefits. She had endured deployments in Afghanistan, countless nights away from family, and the psychological scars of serving her country. So, to her, this home wasn't just property. It was a sanctuary, a symbol of everything she had sacrificed. But within 20 minutes of arriving, Karen appeared. She marched across the street, clipboard in hand, lips pursed as if she were inspecting a crime scene. Without introducing herself, Karen demanded to know, "What are you doing here? Are you helping the new owners move in?" When Simone calmly replied, "No, I am the new owner," Karen's face twisted in disbelief. From that moment forward, Simone became a target. Karen wasted no time calling the police, claiming that Simone was trespassing and illegally occupying the home. Neighbors peeked through blinds, whispering as squad cars pulled up to Simone's driveway. But when officers approached Simone and asked for identification, she didn't hesitate. She reached into her wallet and pulled out her active-duty military ID, proof not just of her identity, but of her service. The officers froze. Suddenly, the tone shifted. Respect replaced suspicion. They knew immediately this was not a trespasser. This was a woman who had given years of her life defending the very rights Karen claimed to uphold. Karen, on the other hand, turned pale. For the first time, she was speechless. But that wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. The incident sparked a firestorm in the community. Some neighbors rallied behind Simone, ashamed of Karen's behavior. Others quietly sided with Karen, whispering that Simone's presence didn't fit the neighborhood. Then the HOA got involved. Instead of reprimanding Karen, they doubled down. They sent Simone letters claiming her American flag was too large, that her front porch furniture violated guidelines, even that her military service dog was a nuisance. It became clear this wasn't about rules. This was about pushing her out. But Simone was no ordinary homeowner. She had faced Taliban ambushes in the desert. She had endured military bureaucracy and fought for her life and her country. She wasn't about to let an HOA bully her into giving up the very dream she had built. So she documented everything. Every letter, every violation notice, every interaction with Karen. And when the HOA tried to fine her thousands of dollars, Simone took them to court. The courtroom became her battlefield. And just like in combat, she strategized, prepared, and stood her ground. With her lawyer presenting clear evidence of discrimination and harassment, the judge didn't hesitate. The HOA was ordered to pay damages. Their baseless claims were dismissed. And Karen? She became the neighborhood's shame, a cautionary tale of what happens when prejudice collides with resilience. But here's where the story becomes bigger than one woman versus one HOA. Simone's case went viral after a local news outlet picked it up. Veterans across the country rallied behind her, sharing her story as an example of the disrespect many black service members face after giving everything for their nation. Community leaders reached out, offering support. Some neighbors who had once been silent began to publicly apologize. Simone didn't just win her home, she won dignity. She won respect. She forced her community to confront its prejudice. And in a poetic twist, her military ID, the very proof Karen once tried to dismiss, became her shield and her weapon. Simone now uses her platform to speak about housing discrimination against black veterans, warning others of subtle but dangerous ways prejudice operates. Her story is a reminder that freedom isn't free, that service doesn't shield black Americans from discrimination, but also that resilience, preparation, and truth can silence even the loudest hate. When Simone looks at her house today, she doesn't just see walls and a roof. She sees victory. She sees a home she fought for in more ways than one. And as for Karen, she's no longer the loudest voice in the neighborhood. In fact, She hardly shows her face outside anymore, because deep down, she knows she picked the wrong battle. Simone wasn't just a homeowner. She was a soldier, a fighter, a survivor, and no HOA, no Karen, and no prejudice could ever take that away.